Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I will be talking about, as a new player to FGO, a few of the things that you should keep in mind and you should definitely do. I'm going to discuss about them and give my opinion and a few of the points that I feel like I should have done but I didn't really do, but now I know that you should do this. So after playing this game for 6 years, I think I have a basic idea as to what important thing you should do in this game. So I'm going to give a few of my thoughts and my points. If you are someone who have been playing this game as long as I have, or quite for a long time, and if you see that I've missed some important things, you can add them in the comment section for everyone else to see. So yeah, let us get started. I did a video like this before, I remember, where I talked about whether it is good to start playing like FGO now, or I think something like that, like I talked about in the other video. And so I thought, like, if I made a video like that, why not make a video like this? So yeah, like a few things that I think is important in this game. And yeah, so before I begin, one thing I need to say is that I myself am not like an avid player of this game. Like I know a few people who are like crazy, like in this game. They like have like a mental timer like 3.5 hours or something, which it takes for the like the stamina to like get full, and every like 3.5 hours or 4 hours onwards, they kind of log in and do the farming. I'm not like that. You could say that I'm a very casual player of this game, a casual but a consistent player. I play every day almost. So like, keep that in mind. I'm not like as hardcore as that though. So like, being a casual player, I just want to give a few of the casual things that you should keep in mind if you are new to this game. So obviously everyone knows about FGO. If you're new to this game, and there's a few things that I feel like you should keep in mind. The first thing, which I think is the most important thing after playing this game for 6 years, I think this is probably the most important thing that you should always do and you should always keep in mind. It doesn't take long, but always at least log in once a day. Once a day you should at least log in once. You don't need to like play it, or if you don't really have enough time, just log in the game and just go out. That's all you need to do, because there's a thing called like the after every 50 days you get like 30 SQs being the premium currency that you need to pull the gacha. So 30 SQs is worth 10 pull. So every 50 days they just give you like 30 SQs. So even if you don't have time to like play the game or something, just log in. It takes like 1 minute. Just open the game, log in, and just go out. I make sure to do that, and I feel like that is one of the most important thing that you should keep in mind in this game. Because it's like a passive income, for the SQs. Just log in once a day, and you're going to after every 50 days, you're going to get like 30 SQs. So that's one thing that I think like I do every day. Like, even if I don't have enough time, I just log in and just go out. So yeah, the most important thing in my opinion is that, like, yeah. So in my book, that's the number one thing you should always keep in mind. Okay, another thing that is kind of important is that if you are someone who would want a particular character or something, summon in the rate ups only, in my opinion. Because if you're someone who is like, oh, I just need a 5-star, I guess you can summon in the story banner, or the standard banner as they call them. But if you're someone who's like, oh, I need this particular character, just wait for the rate ups to come. Because rate ups really matter in this game. There's a huge pool of standard characters, non-limited characters, which can immediately spook you anytime. So like, summoning in the rate ups, I feel like, is kind of important if you if you want to get the maximum output out of your SQs. So summon in the rate ups, in my opinion. And also the rate ups have a pity, even though the pity is like huge, like 900 or something, like a 900 SQs. Yeah, still it does exist. So I feel like that's kind of important. Summon in the rate ups only. And yeah, yeah, because the other characters can spook you anytime. But this depends. Like I said, if you're someone who would just want any character, any 5-star character, you would want, I guess you can try in the other banners. But rate ups are very good. and rate up most of the times, at least for me, works out. Okay, another thing is, again, it's kind of relative, but I feel like it is something everyone should keep in mind, is to try to save. Try to save the SQs. Don't just spend your SQs as soon as you get it. It doesn't really work like that, and unless until you're extremely lucky or something, it doesn't work like that. I used to just spend my SQs when I first started the game. I was very new to gacha games. I had no clue what a gacha game was. I just got like 30 SQs or something, and I just used to spend it. But then little by little I realized that's something you shouldn't do. So yeah, try to save. Even if you're like the luckiest person, you should kind of save, because there's a lot of characters in this game, and sometimes you might suddenly get to see that, oh, this character is kind of nice, I would want to get him or her. So in that type of situation, if you don't have that SQ, it's a very sad like day, and you're going to regret it. So yeah, try to save for the particular banners. If you're playing in NA, it's very good. You're going to literally, you'll have clairvoyance, because you can literally see what the JP banners are. JP is 2 years ahead, so you can literally plan what you can do. I'm kind of an NA player. NA is my main thing, so I'm kind of like very happy about that, because I can literally plan. If you're a JP player, I guess you cannot really do that, because JP is so yeah. But if you're an NA player, it's going to work out even better. You can literally plan out your thing, and you can save. So my advice is to save. Sometimes it like a lot of people I've heard saying that, oh, I don't save, like I'm very lucky, it doesn't matter. But in my opinion, even if you're someone like that, I feel like you should save, because saving is just, I don't know, like who knows, maybe suddenly a character will come that you'll be like, oh, I really want this character, but then you see that you don't have any SQs, and you're like, god damn. So to avoid that type of situation, save a little bit, just for a rainy day. So yeah, again, like I said, this is relative to everyone, yeah, but at least I save. That's one thing I do. Another thing is to make sure to do the weeklies. The weeklies, they give you like, I don't know how many, but there's a few tasks they give you. Throughout 1 week, you have to complete them. It's not like some crazy task. If by playing the game in itself, you can complete them. But be sure to do the weeklies, because this is one thing I feel like is kind of important. They don't really give you SQs for it, but gives you SQ fragments for it. What are SQ fragments? SQ fragments are like fragments of an SQ. If you collect, I think, how many? 7 or something? 7, yeah. 7 of them, it becomes one SQ. So you can kind of get like maximum 2 SQs in 1 week by collecting the fragments. It might seem extremely minimal and extremely less, and you might be like, oh, like, what's the point for that? Like only 2 SQs every week. Oh, let me not just do it. But like, it's 1 week. You have plenty of time. Do it. 2 like SQs 1 week is better than nothing. So, and that 2 SQ little by little collects to quite a big amount. So that's literally, FGO is literally like a small, like they give you like small little things, and FGO is literally that you have to save those little things, and little by little eventually it becomes big. That is literally FGO. This is one thing I've learned. So things that might seem insignificant, if you keep doing that, like every week, it's going to become quite significant at the end of the day. That's literally what it is. Because I myself used to neglect the weeklies before. Now I don't. And yeah, in the end, they add up to quite a sizable amount. So yeah. Another important thing is to level up Marsh Kyrielite. Marsh Kyrielite is a 4-star character at the 3-star character at the beginning that they give you. She's the free character that most of the gacha games give, like 1 character to every person. She's that free character. She later on becomes 4 stars, but you might feel like there's a few gacha games that that the free characters are literally not worth it. Marsh Kyrielite is a big exception to that rule. Marsh Kyrielite is probably one of the strongest, one of the most helpful characters in the game, and leveling her up will save you a lot of pain. She literally is a great tank, and she's just one of the best characters. Even now, after so many years of this game, I feel like Marsh still holds her place. She's really good. So as a newcomer, I feel like leveling up Marsh Kyrielite is going to help you out a lot. So be sure to do that if you're new to the game. Don't just like neglect her. I neglected her at the beginning, and then I later realized like what a mistake. So yeah, level her up. Another one is this is kind of important. I'm a I'm a victim to this, which is lock one copy of a new servant immediately. Immediately lock one copy. You get a new character, you might get multiple of them in the future as well. First thing you should do, lock one. Immediately lock one. Like this, there's a lot of characters that I didn't lock, that I burned completely, and without even realizing that. I thought that, oh, I'm just going to get them in the future, but then later on realized that some characters are actually story, like, locked, and you literally cannot get them unless I do the story banner. So I still don't have them because I burned them, that kind of situation. So a very important thing, immediately lock them, so that lest you don't burn them. And later on, because of the interludes and the rank ups and stuff, you might get a few SQs from them as well, so it's important. Just lock at least one copy of a servant, and then, be on your own way. Because I have regretted burning so many characters without realizing that they'll probably not come unless and until I summon in a particular banner. So yeah, a few mistakes I made. Okay, another thing. Do not burn any 4-star or any 5-star characters. Like, oh my god, like this is one thing again I have been a victim of. Just don't burn any 4-star, 5-star character. It's not worth it at the end of the day. I've burned a few 4-star characters. I haven't burned a 5-star character though. I'm not that crazy. But I've burned a few 4-star characters, and later on I regretted it. I was like, why did I even do that? Because all these characters, they later on, because of their rank ups, their interludes, and like their ascensions, they kind of give you like 3 or 6 SQs. Not many, but a few SQs they kind of give you. So, which is kind of good. So don't just burn any 4-star. I remember burning a 4-star because I thought there's a rare prism that they give if you if you burn a 4-star character. And I thought at the beginning, like my dumb self thought at the beginning that, oh, these rare prisms are kind of nice. Let me get one of them. Oh, this 4-star character, I don't think I need them. So I burned them and got one rare prism, and I was very happy. Later on, I realized that rare prisms aren't really that rare. Sometimes they give you, it is rare, but it's not really that rare. So it was literally a waste of thing. I literally wasted a character just to get one rare prism or something. It was one of the most dumbest thing I've did. So just don't do that. Like I said, it's not worth it, at the end of the day. Later on, you're probably going to regret it. So just lock the 4 and 5-star characters. All right. Now, another important thing. Every day, I said this before, that if you don't have enough time, just log in and go away. But if you have enough time, at least do three battles every day. Completing 3 battles every day is going to give you mana prisms. They don't give, they give like 30 mana prisms every day for completing 3 3 battles. Every day you're getting 30 mana prisms. So at the end of the month, you're literally getting like 900 mana prisms or something like that. So it's quite a big amount. So if you do that every day, like collecting these mana prisms later on will help you buy a few things in the shop. And these few things are very important. You need mana prisms to get them. And I'm going to talk about these just now. So keep in mind, if you have enough time, just do 3 battles every day, collect those mana prisms and keep them. These mana prisms are very important. Why are they important? I'm going to talk about it now. Another important thing, which is connected to the mana prisms that I'm going to talk about, shop. There's a shop. Every month in the shop, summon tickets get unlocked. There's 5 summon tickets you can get every month. Be sure to immediately get them. And how do you get those 5 summon tickets? You use these mana prisms. It's not really that costly. I think you need how many? I forgot the exact amount, but you don't really need that much mana prisms to get the 5 of them. But keep in mind that to get the 5 summon tickets every month, it's literally 5 extra pulls every month you're going to get. So yeah, that. So that's the first important reason why you should save mana, collect mana prisms. Another reason why you should collect mana prisms, which brings me to the second point, is that try to get a few CEs from the shop. These CEs are the bond increasing CEs. There's a few CEs in the shop that increases the bond if you put them in your roster. It's going to increase the bond a little bit every time you complete a mission. And be sure to collect 5 of them. If you have 1 and then you buy 4 more of them, which is going to help you limit break them so that you can get even more bond. So what these are going to help is, by increasing the bond is going to increase, like bond farming is going to help in bond farming, and by increasing bond, you're going to get like SQs, you can get like exclusive character, exclusive CEs, these type of things you can get. So that is why it's important to get extra bond, and bond farming in this game is a very arduous process. It's a very time consuming process. So every little extra amount of bond you can get, you should try to get. So these CEs are extremely important, so that is why in the shop, you should try to get these CEs as soon as possible. Every single bond CE, or be it like QPCE, which increases these, that you need, every single CE costs you 1,000 mana prism. That is why the mana prisms are important. So 1,000 mana prisms for one bond CE. If you get 5 of them, you'll need like 5,000 mana prisms. Quite a big amount. That is why I said, like collect those mana prisms is important. That is why. And like getting these CEs is the first thing that you should do, except the summon tickets. The summon tickets you should also get. Except the summon tickets, this is the second most important thing that you should invest your mana prisms on. That is the bond CEs or the QP CEs. So that's very important. Try to get them, limit break them. So yeah. So there you go. This is very important. Like you should always keep this in mind. Another thing, important thing, which I was just talking about, bond farming. What is bond farming? Bond farming obviously is a bond, like you have in different gacha games, you have like a bond, thing where you can increase the character's bond the more you use them. Similar to that, FGO also works like that. But what FGO does is, like, every first 5 bond is very easy to get, then gets difficult. It takes a lot amount of time. But every single bond that you increase from 5, you're going to get like 2 or 3 SQs, every time. And then when you reach 10, you're going to get an exclusive character, exclusive CE, which is going to help them. Then, if you limit break that bond, you can do that. There's like a certain thing, I forgot the name of that thing, a lantern kind of thing that you can buy in the shop, which helps you increasing the bond above 10. If you do that, from 10, it's even more difficult to increase your bond, but every bond that you are able if you're able to get from 10 to 11, you're going to get 30 SQs every time. But it's a very difficult job. That is why I said, be sure to invest in bond CEs. The CEs that increases your bond, be sure to invest in them, because it's very important. And and if you're able to do that, if you're able to bond farm from 10, every bond you farm, you're literally going to get 30 SQs. That is worth a 10 pull. Very important thing. And there's one of the biggest sources of SQ generations, that is bond, bond farming and everything in the future. But that's way in the future. If you're a new player, you don't really have to think about this now. Just keep in mind to buy the bond CEs, and that's all. Little by little you play the game, you yourself will understand. But just keep in mind to collect the mana prisms and get the bond CEs in the shop. Get the 5 of them and limit break the CE. Just keep the characters in your roster even if you don't use them, because every mission you complete with them is going to increase the bond a little, so that's how you bond farm. So that's another important thing. And nothing much. Another thing I feel like I should mention, 2 more things I feel like I should mention. It's not really a thing, but it's something that I feel like everyone should keep in mind, is that the first few chapters of the game are kind of, I guess you could say a little bit, I wouldn't call it boring, but it's a bit, not really that interesting as it is from the, the 5th or the 6th chapter. So the first 5 chapters are kind of okay. Just go through it, if you obviously if you're not having, if you're not liking the story, don't just give up, keep going. I promise you that after 5 or was it 6, after the 5th chapter or the 6th chapter from Camelot, you're going to have a lot of fun reading the story. The story becomes really good from Camelot onwards. So if you're thinking that, oh, the story is boring, I don't like it, let me just drop it, just hold on. Just hold on. The first few chapters, just go through them, and then you're going to get to the good part, and it's really good storytelling. And if you have watched the anime, Camelot has an anime, Babylonia has an anime, you should know how good the story is. So yeah, the story gets better and better as it goes. That's why it's just something you should keep in mind. Another thing, and this is another thing again, like I said, it's not really a thing, but something that I should mention, and I feel like it's very important in this game, and it's very important that you should keep it in mind, is that always try to get the character that you want. Like you can see, there's a lot of meta and stuff and everything, but like if you try to get the characters according to the meta and don't get the characters that you would want to get, I feel like it takes out half or more than half of the fun of the game. So try to go for your husbando, waifu, whichever character you want, before investing in the meta, in my opinion. Like always do that, because FGO isn't really a very punishing game. It's a very simple game. The bosses are difficult, but it gives you plenty of ways to go through them. Some lower rarity characters are also able to literally, like, if you play your cards correct, you can literally use the 1-star or 2-star characters to take out very strong characters, like very strong bosses. So yeah, meta is important. However, in my opinion, more than meta, if there's any character that you would want to get, if you are in a dilemma, should I go for my waifu slash husbando or should I go for the meta, always go for the waifu slash husbando, because that's how I feel like everyone should play this game. It makes it more interesting. If there's a character that you want, you should get them. Yeah. However, there is an exception to this thing. I feel like Castoria is the only exception, in my opinion. I feel like Castoria is a character that is going to, I don't know, like, it's going to help you out so much in the long run, that even if you don't like her, I feel like you should at least try to get her. I feel like that's why I said Caster is the only exception to this rule. Like, if you have enough, just try to get one copy of Castoria. Oh my god, she's going to make your headache so much. You literally won't have to struggle with so many things. Castoria is a beast in this game. Like, she's just one of the best characters. So except Castoria, if there's any character, don't just go for your wife or husband. Just don't think about the meta. That's what I'm trying to say here. Yeah. So there you go. That's all the all the points that I could say here. Yeah, I feel like these are the things that you should keep in mind while playing the game if you're new to the game. Yeah, I don't have any other points. If there's any other points that you would like to add, people like me who have been playing this game for so long, add it in the comment section. And yeah, so there you go. That is it, guys. I'm going to end this video here. Hopefully I was able to help you guys out. And yeah, so thank you for watching. So yeah, this is my me talking about a few things that everyone should keep in mind while if you're new to this game. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. And like I said, if you're a veteran player, if you've been playing this game for a long time, and if there's something that I missed, be sure to add that down in the comment section. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next FGO related video that I make. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.